All right, guys, I figured I would do a video really quick just to kind of give my broad view. So first and foremost, I'm pretty worried about major indicators such as the weekly MACD, which I've pointed out multiple times with Bitcoin, it's marked the tops, right? Um, Other situations with like, for example, Mara, when the monthly MACD, which it is right now, goes red, it's marked continuous multi-month sell-off, right? Pretty much at the end. See that? So that's something I'm worried about on the bearish side. It's the same thing with Ethereum. Its monthly MACD is red currently, and we only have 2 days left. So we have to see what happens here. But this, in my opinion, we're either entering like a full-blown bear market crash, or um, there's a scenario where we bottom this week. And I think NVIDIA earnings and PC data is the gate to the bear market or to a bottom. Now, given every time I've made one of these videos, it always is a bottom, but unfortunately, in some of our risk off assets like miners, they just never rallied. Same thing with NEO, et cetera, et cetera. But in the broader market, with the safer assets like Tesla, Amazon, NVIDIA, all those, even the indexes, they all rallied on each one of these. All right, so this chart is the top 6 charts, or mega gaps combined into one chart. And if you look at this, you can see that since the bull market in 2003, the gold and purple line supported every correction in this bull market, right? Both times, right? And sometimes here it defended above it and it defended above it here. So could we bottom literally right here? Yes, we could. But also we could fall deeper into this monthly demand and 61% retracement of this move and still be supportive of a possible bottom. We can also see that the trading channels and their standard deviation channels have been respected multiple times, right? We even failed to break out here in the middle of the channel. So I think if we were to sell off this week on the news and we hit this red line, it is a perfect line in the sand for a bottom, right? Especially if it's through a capitulation event where everything's down 10%. Especially if we go and everything capitulates, we're down another 10%. Most of the market's discounted 40%, and we go red to green. I think that could truly cause something like this where we have a multi-day straight up rally, right? But if we start breaking under this main support here and the purple line and this monthly demand, I think we're entering a bear market. Okay, that's with that alone. So this is this chart, right? And so what we're looking for is collectively all of this to align this week, maybe next week. So that's the mega cap chart. If we look at Tesla, it's literally having a meltdown. It's broken this weekly demand, so now that no longer exists, right? And now we're approaching the 200-day moving average, which is typically the 200 in the gold and the purple line, like previous times, is the line in the sand for every bull trend, right? Given we're just starting here, I would think we're more like right here, and this is what's going to happen, which is the same thing that happened to BABA, right? If we look at BABA really quick on the daily, it went straight down, straight up, straight down, respected all the trading channels, and hit the purple 325, and then reversed and went straight back up. I'm giving the bias that this is very possible what happens to Tesla. There is a head and shoulders. The measured move would be, down here under this 280 area. But anywhere between this gold and purple line is where I would think it would be very optimal to add for the long term, especially if we get one of these and it's just the beginning, right? So this is an alignment, right? So for the other chart to drop down that much, it would seem very feasible for Tesla to also dump another 5, 10, 12%, right? So that's those. Now let's look at SPY. This is aligned with SPY as well. If we look, this purple line has been the no-brain indicator, right? through the 2020 to 2022 bull cycle. As soon as we gave up the purple line, it was done, right? Same thing in all these. Look at this. It's essentially the back test for higher and also a line in the sand. When we gave it up, crashes. When we gave it up, crashes. So we're approaching this level, right? This level is also 3 days of demand, and finally, like the really last strong pivots before we start having a true rollover and lower lows, right? So we need to be mindful of that. Um, so, if we dump to this 578 area, right, and we catch this demand area, and all of this other things are aligning, Tesla's at between its gold and purple line, the mega caps are between its gold and purple line. This is a very high probability bottom, especially if NVIDIA earnings and PCE data is good. But if we find ourselves at these levels going into this data, you have to realize PCE data is the Fed's favorite inflation gauge. We have 4 months of an uptrend. The last month was 2.6%. The forecast is 2.7%. So they're already forecasting it to be higher. But I think if NVIDIA stutters in their performance and this PCE comes in higher, it is possible all of this breaks and we enter a bull market or a bear market. It is very possible, especially when we have the indicators flashing like SPY, Bitcoin, all of the index, all the indexes, MACDs are also red, right? They're all red. Not only are they red, but you have all of the mega caps red, right? And look at that. That's a head and shoulders, right? That's also a head and shoulders. That's an NVIDIA head and shoulders. It's already playing out. Now, could we base here? Yes, we could. Right? We could base here and then it curl back up and be another shoulder to the leg. But essentially, Microsoft, AMD. AMD is in a very interesting spot. It could be the bottom. It's approaching this purple line, which was the main area, right? Amazon just rolled over, just went red. Everything is about to approach its line in the sand when this happens, and if there's any stutter in the economy, the bull market could be over very well. And a lot of things are de-risking to act like it. A lot of things are de-risking. Another thing that you want to look at is the purple line is also the trend, bull market trend for both the 2020 rally. You see that? As soon as we got above it, was the trend, found support there, rallied. This is literally where we're at, right? Got above it, found support, which is back there, went above, consolidated. This could be it, which is where we're at. But you can tell we found another support here, and that's where I'm hoping we're at. I think this might be where we're at. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the 50% retracement, which fits that. The purple line, SR flip, all of this, right? And then for wave 5. But if we give up all these levels collectively, I mean, it is obvious we are in a bull or a bear market. Very obvious. But at this moment, your line in the sand is we're at 75K. I think we hit 75K literally in the next 5 days on Bitcoin, which means everything gets decimated, right? Everything gets decimated. But this is all it's very, very picture clear, right? Mara, this is the craziest thing that this was the massive 5-way structure, and this is a year plus ABC. Now, given, I think it's probable if Bitcoin goes to 75K, we find Mara down to the 950 area. That's monthly demand. That's monthly demand, and that's 78% retracement, which has been essentially like every bottom for the leg higher. You can see that this one was here for the final leg, right? You can see this rally, 78% retracement, right? Pretty sure you can see this one too. But essentially, everything is about to approach a capitulation event. I personally think we have another leg down. I think they're going to discount everything a lot more, and set the tone, right? MSTR, how about this? We're currently hitting. You see right here. You can see that for this entire rally, once we got above the gold line has become support every time for MSTR. every single time. So if there's ever a time to buy it, it'd be right here in this weekly demand, in this 56% retracement. In this weekly demand, we skid down here a little bit more, you know, um, 8, but we can overshoot, right? So it could be, 8 to 12%, 8 to 14% lower, right? And then we can find a reversal here. But collectively, this is what I'm looking at. So I have, 5 screens, and I'm having all these charts up, and I'm going to wait for that to happen. And when that happens, I think this creates a bottom. I really do. Hopefully, this is really good information. Really analyze this video because I believe that this is a really big line in the sand for a bear market in the last leg. Take care.